of 1 year till 30th of November 2023. We'll have an array of meetings, pre-summits, summit discussions and debates throughout the year. And I would like to welcome our Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji on the dais. Secretary, Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, respected Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochan ji. Throughout the year. Joint Secretary, Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, respected Shri Nitesh Kumar Mishra ji. And from Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation, we have Y20 Secretary Dr. Vijay Chauthaiwale ji and Y20 Chair, respected Shri Anmol Sovit ji. So can I expect something from my audience here? We would also like to welcome our senior officials from the ministry, members of Y20 Secretariat, participants and all other who are watching us through Facebook and live streaming. And may I now request our Honorable Minister and all other dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the lamp and inaugurate today's event. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, sir, and other dignitaries for doing the honors. And for the felicitation, may I request Secretary, Youth Affairs, Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochan ji, to kindly welcome Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji, by presenting a bouquet. Can we have the bouquets, please? So our Secretary Ma'am, Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochan ji, is presenting a bouquet to Honorable Minister, sir. I now request Joint Secretary Youth Affairs, Shri Nitesh Kumar Mishra, sir, to kindly felicitate Secretary Youth Affairs, respected Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochan ji, by presenting a bouquet. May I request Joint Secretary Shri Nitesh Kumar Mishra ji to kindly present a bouquet to Dr. Vijay Chauthaiwale ji, Y20 Secretariat India Mentor. I now request Director Youth Affairs Pankaj Kumar Singh ji to kindly welcome Joint Secretary Youth Affairs Shri Nitesh Kumar Mishra ji by presenting a bouquet. I'll request Pankaj Kumar Singh sir to please welcome Y20 Chair Shri Anmol Sovit ji by presenting a bouquet to him. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our cultural team will present a national song.
राष्ट्रगीत हेतु सभी अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएंगे। वन्दे मातरम् शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिणी सुखदां वरदां मातरम् वन्दे मातरम् कोटिकोटिकण्ठ कलकलनिनादकराले कोटि भुजय धृतकरकरवाले अबला के नो माये तो बले बहुबलधारिणी नमामि तारिणी रिपुदलवारिणी मातरं वन्दे मातरम् तुमि विद्या तुमि धर्मा तुमि हृदि तुमि महिमा त्वं हि प्राणा शरीरे बाहुते तुमि मा शक्ति हृदये तुमि मा भक्ति तुम्हारी प्रतिमा गढ़ी मंदिरे मंदिरे मातरं वन्दे मातरम् त्वं हि दुर्गा दश प्रहरणधारिणी कमला कमलदलविहारिणी वाणी विद्यादायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमलां अमलां मधुरां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् श्यामलां सरलां सुस्मितां भूषितां धरणीं भरणीं मातरं वन्दे मातरम् वन्दे मातरम्। भारत माता की जय।
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the welcome address, may I request Secretary Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, respected Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochinchi.
Honorable Minister, Youth Affairs and Sports, Anurag Singh Thakurji, dignitaries on the dais, friends. Friends, it's my privilege to welcome all of you for today's curtain raiser function. Friends, the Y20 engagement group will be holding country-wide consultations in the succeeding months. Youth are the future of this country, and as such, it is in the fitness of things that they have a say in what the shape of that future should be. And therefore, we are planning to organize consultations not just in the major cities, but in different locations pan-India. So there will be 20 international events where there will be participation by international delegates, and in the specific locations where the international events will be held, the host governments and the host universities will be holding discussions and declamations in schools and colleges in the district, at the district level, on the themes which have been selected for the Y20 group. So the 5 themes that have been identified the future of work, Industry 4.0, innovation and 21st century skills, climate change, peace building and reconciliation, then shared future, youth for democracy and governance, and health, well-being and sports. All these themes have been selected from the point of view of their great relevance to our collective future. We request all those present in today's function to spread the word and see that everyone gets to know about this and they see it as an opportunity to articulate their views. India has been known for stakeholder consultations and has an ancient tradition of democracy. It is therefore in the fitness of things that very widespread consultations be held, which will be held both in physical and in virtual mode. So with these words, I welcome all of you once again, and we look forward to the discussions to follow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochanji, Secretary Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. And ladies and gentlemen, now for the address, may I invite Y20 Chair, respected Anmol Sovechi.
भारत माता की वंदे वंदे। परम वंदनीय मातृभूमि, मंच पे उपस्थित युवा खेल मंत्रालय के आदरणीय मंत्री श्री अनुराग ठाकुर जी, आदरणीय विजय सर सहित सम्मानित मंच और इस सभागार में उपस्थित सभी सम्मानित साथीगण, साथियों, सोवित Y20 के चेयर अध्यक्ष होने के नाते आप सभी का पुनः इस कार्यक्रम में हार्दिक अभिनंदन एवं स्वागत करता हूं। साथियों, आज के इस ऐतिहासिक कार्यक्रम में मैं अपने वक्तव्य की शुरुआत आदरणीय हम सभी के आदर्श हमारे प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के उन शब्दों के साथ करना चाहूंगा जो उन्होंने युवा दिवस 2022 में कहे थे। आज पूरा विश्व भारत को एक आशा की दृष्टि से देखता है, एक विश्वास की दृष्टि से देख रहा है। क्यों? भारत का जन भी युवा है, भारत का मन भी युवा है, भारत अपने सामर्थ्य में भी युवा है, भारत अपने सपनों में भी युवा है, भारत अपने चिंतन में भी युवा है, भारत अपने चेतना में भी युवा है। इतनी बड़ी युवा आबादी के साथ साथ हमारे लोकतांत्रिक मूल्य हमें सबसे अलग अभिन्न करते हैं। साथियों, आज Y20 के कार्यक्रम के इस अवसर पे Y20 अध्यक्ष होने के नाते ये मेरा कर्तव्य है कि मैं आप सभी का ध्यान इस ओर आकृष्ट करूं कि G20 समूह के जितने भी देश हैं, अगर हमारे पड़ोसी मुल्क चाइना को अलग कर दिया जाए, उसकी जनसंख्या को अलग कर दिया जाए, तो हमारे भारत के युवा अन्य देशों की जनसंख्या से ज्यादा है। यानी कि क्या इसका मतलब? अभी तक जितने भी Y20 सम्मेलन हुए होंगे उससे अलग और उससे प्लस हम करेंगे, ये विश्वास है। और इस विश्वास के साथ मेरी पूरी टीम ने Y20 कार्य योजनाओं को बनाया है। आने वाले समय में गुजरात से लेकर अरुणाचल प्रदेश तक, कश्मीर से लेकर कन्याकुमारी तक भारत के हर एक शहर, हर एक गांव, हर एक नागरिक तक Y20 पहुंचे, इसके लिए हम पूरी तैयारी कर रहे हैं। एक युवा सोच, युवा नेतृत्व के मार्गदर्शन में हमारा देश जैसे आगे बढ़ रहा है, वैसे ही Y20 एक अलग कीर्तिमान Y20 प्लस साबित होगा। Y20 2023 अपने आप में एक अलग मायने रखता है। जब भारत G20 की अध्यक्षता कर रहा है, तो ये Y20 एक पीपल मूवमेंट है, एक जन आंदोलन के रूप में हम इसको आगे ले जाएंगे। आज डिजिटल इंडिया में डिजिटल Y20 की भी कल्पना की जा सकती है। विगत 8 वर्षों से जिस प्रकार यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हमारे देश ने डिजिटल क्रांति हुई, उस क्रांति के पथ पे चल के हम डिजिटल Y20 की कल्पना कर सकते हैं और उसको क्रियान्वित करेंगे, ये विश्वास है हमें। आप सभी सोच रहे होंगे कि कैसे हो सकता है। हो सकता है साथियों। हम सभी ने बचपन में एक कहावत सुनी होगी, करत करत अभ्यास के जड़मती होत सुजान, रसरी आवत जात है सिल पे पड़त निशान। यानी कि एक रसरी निर्जीव वस्तु जब पत्थर पे निशान खींच सकती है, तो हम तो एक लोकतांत्रिक मूल्य के देशवासी हैं और एक युवा सोच वाले नेतृत्व के देशवासी हैं। हमारे पास युवा सोच वाला नेतृत्व है, हमारे पास डिजिटल इंडिया है। हम डिजिटल Y20 करके दिखाएंगे। हर एक जन जन तक पहुंचने का जो सपना है, भारत के हर एक इंस्टीट्यूशन, कॉलेज, यूनिवर्सिटीज, स्कूल्स के माध्यम से हम हर एक भारतीय युवाओं के विचारों को, सपनों को अपना मंच देंगे। साथियों, मैं आप सभी से अनुरोध करना चाहूंगा कि Y20 इंडिया को एक युवा आंदोलन बनाने में अग्रणी भूमिका निभाएं, जिससे भारत की युवा शक्ति पूरे विश्व की युवा शक्ति को नेतृत्व कर सके। इस आग्रह के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूं। जय हिंद, जय भारत, भारत माता की।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद श्री अनमोल सोवित जी, Y20 चेयर, इतने जोश से भरे आपके उद्बोधन के लिए। And ladies and gentlemen, the Youth 20, that is Y20, is one of the official engagement groups of the G20. Y20 Youth Summit is a platform which brings young leaders from across G20 countries to discuss and debate the G20 agenda. And I would like to share with you that Y20 is represented by diverse youth representation across India. As you just heard, Y20 Chair Shri Anmol Sovit. Then we have participant Shakti Singh. Are you all around? Participant Niveda Kartipan. Participant Falis Acharya. Participant Naveen Kumar Gowda. And Secretariat is Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation, from which we have Vijay sir with us on stage. You all can come onto the dais. And I would also like to mention members of the Secretariat who are Ajay Kashyap, who is the convener, Akash Jha, his Secretary Programs and Logistics, Drishti Rawal, Secretary Policy and Research, Abhishek Malhotra, Secretary Partnership and Finance, Valentina Brahma, Secretary, Arya Jha, Secretary of Communications, and Om Priyadarshi, Treasurer. So it's a historic moment, and all our participants and secretaries want to have a photo op with our Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Honorable Minister Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji to kindly launch the logo of the Y20 Summit India. Thank you so much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, in this curtain raiser event and in the first session of this program, we have launch of the website also. So I would request Honorable Minister, sir, to kindly launch the website also, sir, please. So this is the website of the Y20 Summit India. And may I now request Honorable Minister, sir, please, to kindly release the theme of the Y20 Summit, please.
भारत की G20 अध्यक्षता की थीम वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर, इंक्लूसिव, एम्बिशियस, डिसिसिव और एक्शन ओरिएंटेड होगी.
Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi declared the theme of G20 2023 as Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, which means one earth, one family, one future. Once an inspirational phrase, sky's the limit, has become limiting in today's age and time. Youth of 2023 aspires beyond the skies. They want to do and achieve the unthinkable. The power to create is the most sacred power humans have been bestowed with. According to ancient beliefs, the universe comprises of 5 fundamental elements: earth, water, fire, air and space. The design language of Y20 India also reflects this belief, the Pancha Mahabhutas. The 5 themes of Y20 India are: Number 1, Future of Work, Industry 4.0, Innovation and 21st Century Skills. Number 2, Climate Change and Disaster Risk Reduction, making sustainability a way of life. Number 3, Shared Future, Youth in Democracy and Governance. Number 4, Peace Building and Reconciliation, ushering in an era of no war. Number 5, Health and Well-being and Sports, Agenda for Youth. With the world striving towards a more equitable, peaceful and sustainable development, Y20 India is making sure young people are at the heart of that vision.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would humbly request Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji, to kindly address the August gathering.
Secretary Youth Affairs, Meeta ji, Nitesh ji, Vijay ji, Anmol ji, officers from Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, members from the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation, my dear young friends and friends from media, let me first thank you for joining us for this Y20 India Curtain Raiser program. This is a historic moment for India as the G20 presidency is being given to India, and the G20 presidency of India under the able leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji holds immense significance as it comes during the period of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, at a time when India also holds the chairmanship of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and have recently concluded its presidency of the UN Security Council. The G20 summit in India will bring together 43 heads of delegation, the largest ever in G20, who will be participating in the final New Delhi summit in September this year. It is significant to note that G20 meetings will not only be limited to New Delhi or metro cities, but spread across India to give a flavor of our diversity, history and glimpse into our rapidly transforming states. Drawing inspiration from G20 presidency theme, which now we show to you, Vasudevaya Kutumbakam, One Earth, One Family, One Future, as well as the Prime Minister's vision of an whole of government approach, India will host over 200 meetings in over 50 cities across 32 different work streams. So my dear young friends, in the Prime Minister's words, India, with the oldest known traditions of collective decision making, contributes to the foundation DNA of democracy. As the mother of democracy, India's national consensus is forged not by diktat, but by blending millions of free voices into one harmonious melody. During our G20 presidency, we shall present India's experiences, learnings, and models as possible templates for others, particularly the developing world. India's G20 agenda will be inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented, and decisive. My dear friends, the future of the world economy and humanity lies in the hand of the young. Whether it's the millennial generation or the Generation Z, today's youth are born into a digital, globalized, and constantly evolving world filled with uncertainty, immense space, potential, and limitless possibilities. The way our youth views the world is completely different from how their parents perceived it. Today, youngsters are restless and ready to make an impact in the world right here and right now. Our youth won't settle for the average and have triumphed through turbulent times to make their mark on the world. Look at your peers, the friends around you, young people across the world. For example, youth in Argentina take their sports very seriously, and their unwavering hard work and consistency and discipline in football sees the FIFA World Cup 2022 win. Youth in Sweden and Norway, perhaps Nordic countries as a whole, are vocal about the climate change and environmental sustainability. Youth in South Africa have shown a strong commitment towards achieving the sustainable development goals. Youth in Japan regularly demonstrate efforts towards keeping their environment clean. And one of the examples were in the Football World Cup held in Russia and now in Qatar, where even if their team has lost, the players have cleaned the dressing rooms, and the spectators, the Japanese spectators who have come from Japan, have cleaned that area, leading a good example in all parts of the world. So youth from Certain regions are risk takers, willing to explore the unknown. Youth from some other regions are busy traveling the world at a very young age, while others busy learning at the university, while some drop out of college to pursue their dreams in software, artificial intelligence, etc., to build unicorns. Our own Indian youth are deeply rooted in cultural ethos and social values. Our family bonds offers an unmatched social contract as we enter adulthood and imbibe lessons for life. Indian youth are emerging as pioneers and fast adopters of new technology. Our youngsters are leveraging technology and driving the startup culture, providing pragmatic solution to the socio-economic problems. Whether it is the social media-led social causes or the billion-dollar startups, India's youth is leading from the front. There is much to learn from the mutual experiences of the youth around the world during this landmark Y20 summit in India this year. Y20 is a unique opportunity for you to express your vision and ideas and come up with a series of recommendations which will be submitted to the G20 leaders. I firmly believe that young people are the stakeholders in the present and the builders of tomorrow. Youth will inherit the future they build. So use this opportunity to brainstorm and build networks wisely. Moving on, as economies around the globe are grappling with the multiple shocks, both economical and political, India stands firm as a democracy and an emerging economy. Even as the world increasingly looks inwards, safeguarding their own, India look outwards, increased outreach to support countries in need. The Sanskrit phrase, Vasudevaya Kutumbakam, is not some ancient civilization philosophy that India preaches, but actually practices it in spirit, followed by concrete actions and international aid and outreach during the COVID-19 pandemic. For an example, even though some doubt us, India surpassed the incredible figure of 220 crore vaccines. Not only did we give free vaccine to more than 100 countries, we also ensured a fully automated digital vaccination certification process. Many in developed countries today still carry the printed copy of their vaccination. So this past year, India attained the status of world's 5th largest economy. हम दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था बने हैं और उस देश को पीछे छोड़कर जिसने हमारे ऊपर 200 वर्ष राज किया, भारत फिर भी We are third globally in terms of number of startups. More than 77,000 startups in India now, with over 100 unicorns. जब दुनिया महामारी से लड़ रहा था, भारत के युवा अपने प्रयासों से, अपने पुरुषार्थ से, अपनी कंपनियों को जो स्टार्टअप्स थी, ना केवल उनको आगे बढ़ाया बल्कि इस कोविड काल में 50 स्टार्टअप्स यूनिकॉर्न का दर्जा प्राप्त की है और 100 से ज्यादा यूनिकॉर्न्स आज भारत में है। ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है। We are third most attractive investment destination for technology transactions in the world. Our UPI platform, if you have read the news recently, the transactions have crossed 7 billion last month. यानी कि 728 करोड़ से ज्यादा ट्रांजैक्शन हुई और 12,82,000 करोड़ रुपए की ट्रांजैक्शन यूपीआई भीम प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस हुई हैं। ये उस देश में जहां पर कहा जाता था कभी कि ये सपेरों का और भिखारियों का देश, वहां पर आज देखिए हम बहुत सारे देशों से आगे निकल चुके हैं। तो हमें अपनी उन बातों को बताना है दुनिया को जो हमने करके दिखाया है। इंडिया ऑक्युपाइज द थर्ड रैंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ नंबर ऑफ PhDs awarded in science and engineering, and we are investing more in the science and engineering research and development. India has witnessed a steep increase in telephone subscriptions in the country. There is an exponential rise in the internet and broadband penetration in the country. Internet connections jumped from 25 crore in the year 2014 to nearly 90 crore in the year 2022. Broadband connection rose from 6 crore in 2014 to 81 crore in 2022. ये तब हो पा रहा है जब भारत टेक्नोलॉजी को उपयोग भी कर रहा है और भारत के युवा इस टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से सर्विसेज देने का काम भी कर रहे हैं। और हमारी एक्सपोर्ट जो है वो $400 बिलियन पार कर चुकी है, जो आज तक का सबसे बड़ा होगा। और कुछ महीने पहले अगर आपने देखा होगा, इंडिजीनियस एयरक्राफ्ट कैरियर INS विक्रांत, ये भी आत्मनिर्भर भारत की एक पहचान है जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने देश को सौंपने का काम किया है। हम गूगल मैप्स और बाकी सब एप्लीकेशंस को तो देखते थे, क्योंकि वर्षों तक स्पेस सेक्टर को नहीं खोला गया। लेकिन अभी आपने देखा, जैसे ही कोविड के टाइम पे मोदी जी ने स्पेस सेक्टर को खोला है, भारत की ही कंपनी ने रॉकेट लॉन्च करने का काम भी किया और बहुत सफल लॉन्च उसका हुआ है और दुनिया भर के कई देशों का लोड भी उस पर डालकर भेजा है। इसी तरह से डिफेंस सेक्टर भी एक तरह से बंद ही था, हम दुनिया पर निर्भर थे और आत्मनिर्भर करने का काम वहां पर भी किया गया। आज 400 से ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट डिफेंस सेक्टर के हिंदुस्तान में बनते हैं। जहां भारत आयात करने वाला देश था, इस साल हमने लगभग 30,000 करोड़ का निर्यात करने की स्थिति में हम लोग आ गए हैं। तो जब दुनिया भर के देश के लोग यहां पर आएंगे तो हम ये भी कह सकते हैं, जहां एक और भारत ने खेलों में भी शानदार प्रदर्शन किया, हम ओलंपिक्स में भी आज तक के सबसे ज्यादा मेडल जीतने में सफल हुए, पैरालंपिक्स में और डेफ ओलंपिक्स में। तो कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स में भी, जैसे शूटिंग इस बार खेल नहीं था, 16 मेडल हमारे उसमें थे लेकिन नहीं था, उसके बावजूद भारत ने 61 मेडल जीते और 22 गोल्ड जीते हैं, जो अपने आप में बहुत कुछ कहता है। और 73 वर्ष में भारत ने कभी बैडमिंटन में थॉमस कप नहीं जीता था, इस बार गोल्ड मेडल भी भारत ने उसमें जीतने का काम किया है। We have progressed across sectors towards the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and with the spirit of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, I was reading somewhere that recently an Indian PhD student at the University of Cambridge had solved a puzzle that has been baffling scholars since the 5th century BC. That is the power of Indian youth. My young friends, India is the 1/6 of the humanity. शांति होगी थोड़ी सी 1/6 of humanity के नाम पे। Our country is diverse, democratic, and demand-driven. Our demographic dividend is uniquely poised to usher in an era of rapid social, economic, environmental, and technological innovation and advancement. It is fueled by the emotion, energy, and action of our young minds like you. The Y20 summit is a unique opportunity to allow the youth to provide constructive policy inputs and to utilize the platform to voice their opinions for the world audience. The Y20 India Summit brings together the trustees of our future generations from across the G20 countries to deliberate, discuss, and decide innovative, sustainable, actionable solutions, especially in the realm of social development. My dear friends, at the Y20 Summit, India will not only speak, but also provide an audience to the youth from across the world, to be heard in the world's largest democracy, amongst those young leaders geared up with the baton to the future. That is why the 5 key elements of the Y20 Summit have been carefully chosen to deliberate upon for a shared future of our global community. These 5 themes present an extraordinary opportunity for you all to create, contribute, and collaborate to the development agenda of G20. Let me begin with the first one, the future of work, Industry 4.0, innovation in the 21st century skills. As we move towards a digital, disruptive, demand-driven world, the skills of the future will be determined by the marketplace. If you are in a non-technology business Either you will be the force to adopt technology or be replaced by it. Careers in Industry 4.0 will shift like the marketplace, and the market will be driven by the technology and data. Your worth will be determined by your ability to keep pace with the changing nature of your work. Next is the climate change and disaster risk reduction, making sustainability a way of life. Apart from our efforts towards the renewable energy and building the global consensus with the Solar Alliance, Honorable Prime Minister Modi made the historical commitment for India to be the net zero by 2070 at the World Leaders Summit at COP26. It was the most bold and ambitious commitment made by any world leader at the COP26. Prime Minister Modi introduced the idea of life or lifestyles for environment. This is an agenda for the sustainable future for the world community. As the world grapples with the changing weather patterns, shifting crop cycles, flash floods, we are also seeing a generational shift in our daily lives. Little changes like the use of paper straws and jute bags, separation of plastic and recycled waste, vegetarian food preferences are also shaping up as a movement of choice amongst the youth. There is a lot India can offer to the world by means of sustainable living and living in the harmony with nature. Yesterday, on the day before, under the able leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India has launched the National Green Hydrogen Mission. India will be the global hub of green hydrogen. This will create the 6 lakh jobs in India and will attract 8 lakh crore rupees investment in the next 5 years. So these kind of efforts have been put in. ये केवल पर्यावरण को बचाने का काम तो होगा ही, ये जो हम दुनिया भर से फॉसिल फ्यूल इंपोर्ट करते हैं लाखों करोड़ का, उसमें कमी भी आएगी। 1 लाख करोड़ तो हम अगले 5 सालों में हर वर्ष 1 लाख करोड़ तो वही बचाना शुरू करेंगे। हमें गाड़ियां भी अब इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हीकल से हाइड्रोजन पर चलने वाली मिलेंगी, और जो बस है, ट्रक है, रेलवे है, शिप्स हैं, ये सारे भी ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन पर भविष्य में आपको चलते दिखेंगे। इससे पोल्यूशन भी कम होगा। दिल्ली वाले तो इससे अच्छा और कौन जानता है पोल्यूशन को। सो फॉर सस्टेनेबिलिटी एंड द क्लीन एनवायरनमेंट, आई थिंक वी कैन showcase to the world that it is not only a commitment towards at the COP21 and the COP26 what we announced, but we are also living up to the expectations as we announced at that time. And the next is the peace building and reconciliation, ushering in an era of no war. I was in Assam yesterday. I told Mitaji that this is the area where we have the first meeting in Assam, Guwahati. And if you look at the northeast, the insurgency incidents have come down by 80%. And the civilian deaths have come down by 89%. There are peace agreements which happened in the last 5 years. We have a lot to showcase to the world, that we not only, talk about this, but we also practically implement these things. So I think that could be one of the interesting area which we should take up. As India has a long history of service in the UN peacemaking and peacekeeping, having contributed more personnel than any other country. In fact, over 2 lakh Indians have served in 49 of the 71 UN peacekeeping missions since 1948. Some of you would be surprised to know that Indian Army is the world's 3rd largest troop contributor to the peacekeeping operations. Currently, there are around 6,700 troops and police from India who have been deployed to the UN peacekeeping missions. India has also been progressively sending women personnel on the UN peacekeeping missions. We were also the first country to deploy an all-women contingent to the UN peacekeeping mission. This is our commitment to peace and stability around the world. It is a story of sacrifice and service worth telling at the Y20 events over the next few months. The land of Mahatma leads the world the India way. Next, the shared future, youth in democracy and governance. If you look at the world map, you will realize that India's firm commitment decade after decade to democratic process in neighborhood of turmoil is an example for the world. It is a beacon of hope that democracy can thrive and is strengthened by diversity, not weakened. Our regular cycle of elections from Pradhan level to the Member of Parliament to the Prime Minister have ensured a smooth transition of power. Our youth has displayed decisive ballot power in elections. This has ensured that they are key stakeholders in the country's future. Our participatory form of governance, enabled by the political youth wings, civil society groups, and digital platforms, has ensured a seat for our youth to be heard at every level. Even our electronic voting machine system, which you are all used to, unlike a lot of your Y20 counterparts, has served our democracy well. It is a success story worth sharing with our Y20 friends from across the world. And most importantly, health, well-being, and sports agenda for youth. Yoga has been practiced in India for centuries, has proved beneficial in maintaining a healthy body and mind. PM Modi proposed the idea of a Yoga Day in 2014 during his speech at the United Nations General Assembly. A whopping 177 member states voted in favor of the resolution, and the world celebrated its first International Yoga Day on Jan 21, 2015. आज मैं ये कह सकता हूँ, ऐसे बहुत सारे दिन यूनाइटेड नेशन द्वारा घोषित किए जाते हैं, लेकिन हृदय से अगर पूरी दुनिया किसी एक दिन को मनाती है, तो योग दिवस है जिसको पूरी दुनिया 21 जून को मनाती है. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, you have seen how people believed in the traditional medicines. Traditional medicines, yoga and spirituality. This is the soft power of India. And we must speak about this during the Y20 events. India is both the land of spirituality and software. अनमोल ने डिजिटल Y20 की बात तो कही, तो आप डेमोक्रेसी का उल्लेख भी उस पर जरूर कीजिए, डिजिटल Y20 भी कीजिए, और स्पिरिचुअलिटी से लेकर सॉफ्टवेयर तक ये भारत की ताकत को इसके माध्यम से दिखाने का काम भी उसमें अवश्य करिए. Because India offers the world a soulful way to live in a world troubled by work pressures and mental health issues. This too something you can deliberate how to build a work-life balance for a better world. Globally, there are millions and millions of people who are asking for the treatment these days, and I think spirituality could be one of the ways we should talk more about it. So these priority areas for the Y20 summit point to the urgency with which the world has to reconcile with the reality of changing times in our quest to survive and thrive. This summit provides an excellent opportunity for the youth and the world alike to shape the way we evolve. I hope you will use the Y20 opportunity to also educate us and own the responsibility of ensuring that the declaration you finally present to the G20 leaders is one that fulfills the hopes and dreams of all the youth, rural and urban, and specifically putting focus on rural, because India has a large population, and especially the youth in the rural areas. We must touch upon the areas concerning them. So not only in India, but in the developed and the developing world both. The Y20 is a brilliant way to amplify the voices of young people. The world will be listening to you very carefully. You have a seat at the table and you are being heard. I firmly believe you are trustees of the future who will uphold peace and ensure gender equality, mitigate climate change, and spread intercultural diversity, innovate with passion, and heal as you grow. You are the agents of change the world needs. and agent, where A means, or the A stands for, advocate for a cause you believe in. G stands for go green and embrace a sustainable lifestyle. E stands for equality and inclusivity. Ensure that the spaces you are in are diverse, intergenerational, inclusive. N stands for nurture. Nurture your physical and mental health. T stands for tech innovation. Leverage technology for social good and betterment of humanity to enhance the entrepreneurial spirit. With this, I conclude and urge you to learn and share the best of India to the world over the next few months. And once again, I would like to thank the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation for all their valuable help, their inputs and helping us. And I also like to wish Anmol and his entire team good luck for this year 23. This is going to be the historic year for India to host the G20, and I'm sure with the Y20, we're going to have a lot of events, Y20 talks across the country. We can have the Y20 walks, we can have the Y20 talks, and finally the Y20 paper for the G20 group. Once again, wishing you good luck. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir, for the address, for your valuable remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji. And with this, we come to an end of our first session. But as you know, we have one more session to go, in which we have a panel discussion, how India can harness its youth population to be a superpower. So do join us after the tea break, here itself, 5:45 p.m. And for now, I would like to thank our Honorable Minister, sir, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji, our Secretary, Ma'am, Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, respected Srimati Meeta Rajiv Lochanji, Joint Secretary, Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, respected Shri Nitesh Kumar Mishra ji, and mentor from Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation, Y20 Secretary, Dr. Vijay Chauthai Wali ji, and Y20 Chair, respected Shri Anmol Sobi ji. And I would like to mention that we have with us Shri Nagaraj Naidu ji, Joint Secretary, G20 Division of Ministry of External Affairs. Thank you for joining us, sir. So, thanks to all our dignitaries on the days. Thank you so much. And I'm requesting all people, please, all of you, please do join us after the tea break at 5:45 p.m. in this hall, because then we'll have a panel discussion on our youth year.